Salem is known for its associations with witchcraft, and during Halloween the town fills with joyful tourists. But the events of the trials were so tragic, so me and my teammates Nick and Markina went to Salem to learn how the town deals with its facts and its fictions of its dark past. Our first stop is at the Salem Witch Museum, where we interviewed Stacy, one of the museum managers.
So the Salem witch trials start to unfold in early 1692 in the winter months when two young girls in the home of Reverend Paris become ill in a way that no one can quite figure out why. They start to name names. They name Tituba. Tituba is the house servant in their own household, and she's a woman of color. So in total, about 150 townspeople were accused and imprisoned for being witches. 19 were hanged, but no one was practicing witchcraft.
We asked Stacy if it's true if this dark historic past is merely used to attract tourists to Salem.
Yes, we do. There is a tourism industry here, and there are people who earn a living based on that.
With everything we learned, we took to the streets of Salem to ask around what people thought about all this, especially if they think the town is doing this for a profit.
Yes, it gets very, very crowded here. A lot of the locals get really annoyed by it, but sometimes it can be, it can be hard to get around when it's so packed and, everybody's on the common and you're trying to exercise, but it's so much fun.
Yeah, of course. There's a picture of a witch flying a broomstick every corner. They're definitely milking their whole history.
While walking around the town of Salem, we came upon a shop and we were able to interview the store owner on why he decides to sell these witchcraft objects. What got you to start working at a witch store?
I created it. I saw what was happening, and I said I could do anything that anybody else is doing, and I think I could do it better. So, I see people to the right and left going out of business within 2 years. Why? Because they marked their product up 600%. They're giving Wiccan a bad name, but they get $12.99 for the same bottle that I sell you on the same satin cord for $1.95.
The only logical place to go to next would be to interview an actual witch.
So what they're doing is sort of desensitizing people to witchcraft and to witches, because you hear the word witch, you associate it with, the Wicked Witch of the West, right? She's the bad guy. But we are a nature-based religion. The natural world, and, all of what is good and pure. Certainly, we are human beings, so we all have, good moods, bad moods. So people who practice Wicca practice a specific religion. Wicca was, it sort of coincided in the 60s with the, free love, hippies, everybody, let's go and dance and worship the earth. So Wicca merged with the hippie tradition, if you call it a tradition, and it spread everywhere. Witches as healers. People went to the witch. They went for, to have their babies delivered, to get herbs for healing. All of those things were a part of what witchcraft was central to the culture. And it was completely accepted. And so a witch is, in antiquity, they were the healers. They were like the shamans of indigenous cultures that we know about shamanic energy. Which is wisdom, integrity, truth, courage, and honor.
This shows that the town of Salem has altered parts of its own history, and that includes its actual events and while putting a twist on witches.